mess right here. I got these guys at your favorite Target dollar spot, and I think they're going to make some really cute pumpkin and Halloween signs. So I've got myself a bunch of colors, and I think I'll do this one first. I have some transfers that I've had for a while. Can't even really tell you where they came from. I think this one's going to go on this side. I forgot. This one, okay, this is just a small groove in here, but I think it'll work to put the word pumpkins on here. Here, I'm going to get my towel here just so this will not clank around. That will kind of help. If you happen to be on, say hello. Let's see, I'm going to do, this says pick your own. And then and that fits just perfect on that slat. And then I have this cut apart, but it fits together. Open daily. And let's see, this says 25 cents a pound. All right. Oops, that overlaps just a little here. Let me line it up. So even when you cut the transfers, you can still get them to work. Okay. I'm going to do just, oh my goodness. Can you even believe that? I left a squeegee. I don't think I've ever done that one before, guys. That's a riot. I left a squeegee in the jar. That may be a first. I'm going to set it over there and clean it later. Oh, that's too funny. I did that. Okay, so if you are scrolling along and see this, we're using chalk paste with our adhesive silkscreen transfers. 100 times better than a stencil because there's so much detail that you can get with that screen, and the adhesive on the back keeps them in place while you're doing it, and then you can wash them off and use them over again. I've had these for years, literally, and still can bring them out, and oh my goodness, that is some serious detail right there. Don't know if you can see how fine of a detail that is. If I were to do this with a digital cutting machine, Cricut, Silhouette, oh my gosh, it'd be such a pain, and it'd be one and done. Versus with this, I can use it again and again. Okay, so I'm going to do this one in black as well. Oh, that looks so, so good. Pick your own pumpkins. Okay, now this one's the one I'm a little nervous about because it's actually on two things there, but I think it'll be fine. So I'm going to come down from the top and go across. Oh yeah, this is going to be fine. This is going to look great. And then I'm just scraping the chalk paste across. Scrape it thin. I don't need much. And then we'll pull that off. Looks good. Now, I'm thinking that I wished I'd done this in black first and then gone over it in orange. I can still do that. I can still do that. So, the reason being, I think a nice shadow would look great. So I'm actually just going to dry this. And I'm going to get my detail tool and scrape this out of the center there. It kind of fell down in the crack. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and go right back over it. I can totally just set this on where it was. And we're going to go back over it with black first because I want that to be the shadow. So I only need a little bit of it showing, and then I predominantly want orange to show. So I'm going to show you how. I should have, forget this first one that I did. I didn't need to do that because I'm just now deciding that I want to do a little shadow effect. So just scraping the chalk paste across. And I didn't even wash the transfer. Ooh, that's kind of a cool look actually. And it bled right in between. So I am going to fix that by just spraying some water on my desk and pulling it up. Except it's kind of, it's soaked in. Okay, this is the third time as the charm. Let's see what happens when we just wipe this across the board, because I didn't wax this. This is not going to want to pull up. So we're going to give, I'm telling you, third time's a charm. We're going to go ahead and just kind of paint this across, and we're going to change this into a black sign. I don't want to get black all over that. So I'm even going to do this, and now it's going to look like a black stained sign. So that's a trick if you ever mess up and you can't get the color totally off. Just make that your stained color. Messy, messy. Okay, so now we're going to dry this. I think I should do that. I should probably do the stick too, shouldn't I? Let me do the stick. So I'm just going to take my wipe, put a little chalk paste on it. And get up in here. There we go. That looks more uniform. Okay, dry, dry, dry. Step back on this so it doesn't move around quite as badly. All right, now I feel like I should wash these transfers. So this is a good demo of how you can wash your transfers out, because this has a lot of chalk paste in it now. And so I am just going to wipe it, spray it with water, and wipe it with another wet cloth. As easy as that to get it clean. You can just rinse it under the sink as well. And you want to get both sides nice and clean. Okay, so there's that one. We'll get this one clean. So now the colors are changing for everything. Now I'll probably do this. Well, I'll definitely do the pumpkins in orange. Everything might be in orange now. And I might love it better because sometimes you have a happy accident. And so you just roll with it. That's what being creative is all about, just rolling with the punches. All right, one last one to clean. Get this side of it. Okay, now I'm actually going to use my fuzzing cloth to get these all dry. Your surface and your transfers need to be dry when you use them. And so we'll get these. You can see how stained and well used these are. And yet I'm still using them. Okay. Here we go. So now maybe I'll switch and see what white looks like. Pick your own. Okay, pull that up. Oh yeah, that looks great. I do actually like this better. This was a happy accident. Yay for happy accidents. It looks less made in China because of the black stain. And the white pops super great. I like it. I like it a lot. I think I'm going to do the other one stained as well, because I think it just looks better. Open daily, 25 cents a pound. Oh, that looks really good. Now my decision needs to be if I'm going to do the shadow still. Let's go ahead and do a shadow. And so we'll make the shadow white. So get my transfer on here. And first we're going to do the white across. Then we'll dry that and put some orange on top, just moved over slightly to one side and up or down, so that then that gives us the shadow effect. Looks like you really painted up something amazing. And all you did was chalk on top and move it over. All right. There we go. So now we need to dry this. I've got a little here in this groove. I'm going to get out. Wouldn't this be cute in a garden if you actually had a pumpkin patch? Just want to make sure this is good and dry. And I'm not actually going to wipe the transfer in between. I think it should be fine. As long as I get it all lined up. Okay, so now I have it lined up exactly. And I'm going to move it to the right a little bit and up a smidge. So that's going to make the white be the shadow. And I'll show you in a second when I get it. Maybe I could show you. Okay, let me show this camera here. Do you see how, can you see the dark underneath this camera? Can you see the dark underneath? That's where I have moved it and it's not perfectly lined up. And so that's what you do, is just shift it. And then put your second color down. And then when you pull up, you have a shadow effect. Yay! Can you see that shadow effect? That looks really, really good. Love it. Okay, took me a little bit, but it turned out great. And I like that. I like having that on here. So we're just going to paint some chalk paste on. I'm going to get it in here in the centers. I'll get the stem in a minute. And so then I'm going to spray it with a little water and take my wipe and just go across it. I'm going to hold it underneath here to get the stem. And then I can go, yeah, we'll just use this. Go back in there and get close up to the edges. So that makes it not a real solid, but just a soft, kind of stained look. This bottom one's a little lighter, so I'm going to dry this and then maybe wipe it a little more. With my really messy wipe. I think because it's so wet, I need to grab a paper towel, which I have right here. So I think that's what I need instead of such a wet. Yeah, that's what I needed. Okay, so now you can see how it's kind of stained looking in the black. I like that. Getting my hands messy, messy. That's okay though. I'm just going to dry it. Stay tuned if you're watching. I'm going to do a beautiful chalkboard too. In the gallery wall. And be sure and leave a comment. Okay, this is one of our new A size. It says, "Welcome, my pretties." And then it has a cute little witch hat and a moon. Really fun. Now, I'm going to fuzz this. I had somebody ask me earlier, why do you lay it on there? Well, the first time you use it, it is super sticky. And so you just want to lessen that just a little bit. And that's the way you do it. Okay, let's do this in white, the welcome. And that's all I'm doing because the other I need to move to line up. So I'll just do this welcome that I centered on the top slat. And then pull that up. There we go. See that? And then I'm going to center, well, I'm going to dry this because this could lay back down on it. And if it does when it's wet, it could pull it up. Okay, so now we'll do my pretties. Teeny tiny bottom part of the P might not fit. That's okay. And I think we'll do this one in orange. And I just scrape across and scrape that excess. All right. And then we'll pull that up. That looks cute. Okay, and then I'm going to dry that as well. Again, just because this could fall back on top of it. Okay, and then now down here, I've got the witch's hat and the moons. We're going to do the witch's hat in this jade green color. And do the swirls in that as well. Not all the swirls fit on the slat, but most of them. Okay, and then we're going to do the moons and stars over here in the white. Okay, and we're just going to pull that up, and I'll set that aside to wash later. And there we go. Welcome, my pretties. So we have 2 Target Dollar Spot that were really jazzed up. Which is your favorite? Put in the comments which you like the most. Okay, now while I have these colors out, I am going to do this beautiful chalkboard. This is one of our beautiful high quality chalkboards. It's magnetic because it's made of steel and then coated in porcelain, and it just washes up beautiful. So the whole premise of chalk is that I can make these things. Now this will, you know, I'd have to paint over this or something because this was a little porous, but anything that's non-porous, I can wash this off later and redo it for Christmas, which is exactly what I'll do. So I'm going to do pick your own pumpkins, but it's just amazing how quickly you can make a beautiful design. And I'm going to do the arrow and the 1 mile ahead down here in white. I should have had somebody time me on this because I bet you we're going to be able to make this in 60 seconds or less. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plop some chalk up here And then I'm going to use our large handled squeegee and watch how fast I can take this across this entire design. Turn it a little. May have to get a little more paste on here, but I also might have just enough. I have enough. And just make sure it's nicely scraped. Put the excess back in the jar. And who's ready to see? Who's ready to see? Ready? Dun, 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 dun. Ta-da! Look at that. Is that not cute? And I did it in like 60 seconds. And now it's going to go right up here on my gallery wall. And it'll be there till Christmas time. And then I'll wash it off and put a Christmas design on there. So if you need some of this in your life, message me, direct message me, follow me, message me, put something in the comments. But happy weekend, and it is almost pumpkin picking time, almost fall festival time. I'm happy about that.